Hey, how the hell are they gonna fit an iPad in here? Daily Fantasy unboxing, week 16. We've got Christmas gifts, folks. We've got dogs and we've got avocados, which are essentially my two favorite things in the entire world. Let's begin. Quarterback number one, $34 in daily fantasy, 9 passing touchdowns in his last 2 games. QB number 2, $24 in daily fantasy. Quarterback 6 over the last 4 games, 25 rush attempts in the, okay, I already know this is Mitchell Trubisky and I'm not picking Mitchell Trubisky. You cannot trap me like that, folks. Quarterback number 3, $29 in daily fantasy. 5 straight games with 40-plus passing attempts, and their opponent has allowed a league-low 6 interceptions. Well, I think we're going with the avocado box here. Merry King Christmas to me. Oh my God, I've got glitter all over my frickin' hands. Dreaming of a white, hell. Carson Wentz of the Philadelphia Eagles. They are facing the Dallas Cowboys this week, and I can see, like, matchup-wise how this would work out, because Dallas really struggles to cover the middle of the field. They allowed 18 catches to Cooper Kupp and Tyler Higbee combined last week. This could actually work out. I don't love the pick of Carson Wentz. It's not making me feel holly jolly, if you would, but it's okay. Running back number 1, $30 in daily fantasy. They are the RB1, the highest scoring player over the last 3 games. Running back number 2, $17. They have the 6th most receptions among running backs, and their opponent has allowed 11 rushing touchdowns. Running back number 3, $23 in daily fantasy, has 3 straight games with 18-plus fantasy points. Gotta be honest, these are all really tough to pick from. As I said before, I'm not going to open this one because I don't want to get the glitter on my hands. $30, this running back, 23 in this one. I'm gonna go with this one. Goodbye. All right, well, that's great. Another player from the same game that I just took, Ezekiel Elliott, facing the Philadelphia Eagles run defense, which, you know, quite frankly, I'm not that scared of at this point. I think Zeke is getting a ton of volume right now. He can easily be an RB1 type of figure for your fantasy team. I wish some of these picks were more merry, but for now, it's more like I'm getting Cole. Running back number 1, $28 in daily fantasy. Their previous high DFS price was $23. Who gives a shit? Running back number 2, $21 in daily fantasy. They have 4 consecutive games with at least 1 touchdown. Oh, that's juicy. This little fella in the puppy box, $17 in daily fantasy. Their opponent has allowed the 17th. It just says the 17th. The 17th what, Jess? I'm gonna go here. We got Raheem Mostert here. He has actually been awesome of late. He has kind of firmly established himself as the 49ers' clear RB1. The matchup against the Rams this week is kind of whatever. This is a pretty hard guy to trust volume-wise. You know, $21 though is not, well, it's not a disgusting price. I really wanted to be happy and be in the Christmas spirit during this segment, but none of these picks are like that great. I'm not that excited about what's going on. I feel like this is more presents than I'm gonna unwrap on actual Christmas Day. On to the wide receivers here. We have a $30 player here for our first one. He has 5 100-yard games this season and 2 double-digit catch games. Wide receiver number 2 in this box that better not be an iPad, but actually a bottle of wine. Their opposing defense is the 2nd worst versus wide receivers. Our final player here, $26 in daily fantasy, has 3 120-plus yard games this year. All of these resumes sound super appealing. So this is sort of problematic. This is the one I'm not interested in. Sorry, avocados. I am gonna go the 8 touchdown player here. Second worst defense versus wide receivers. Again, I'm actually just hoping this is like a bottle of liquor or something. Great, another goddamn Cowboy from the Cowboys-Eagles NFC East trash can matchup. Amari Cooper certainly has been awesome this year. Gets a great matchup here with the Eagles secondary. I'm a little annoyed that I have so many damn Cowboys and Eagles players because both of those teams are steaming piles of, as we say in the business, garbage. But nevertheless, this one's a good pick. Cooper's still been getting a ton of volume. I do think he is going to put up some big numbers. Our second wide receiver here, and I have a feeling this is going to be my favorite present of the day. Wide receiver number 1, $24 in daily fantasy, has 8 first down receptions in the red zone this season. That's tied for second most among wide receivers. Also kind of a stupid stat. I mean, I don't care if they're getting first downs in the red zone. I care if they're scoring touchdowns in the red zone. Bleep that out. Merry Christmas. This player here has averaged a touchdown every 5.5 receptions this season. That's the best among qualified wide receivers. Now that's a good stat, bro. That is a strong metric. This player here, $26 in daily fantasy, has averaged over 100 yards and a touchdown in 2 consecutive games. I kind of went expensive for my last wide receiver pick, so I've got to be a little frugal here. Look, just because it's the holiday spirit doesn't mean you got to go out there and blow your budget. Oh, it's Darius Slayton. This is kind of a sick pick. He gets Washington this week. I don't know if you all have been paying attention, but Washington, they're quite a bunch of Grinches this year. They are not in the celebrating spirit, but I think Darius Slayton will be doing a little bit of celebrating in the end zone one more time. Now, the greatest gift of all, the tight end position. It's not actually a gift. It's a misery. Tight end number 1, $23 in daily fantasy. Their opponent is tied for the 4th most touchdowns allowed to tight ends this year. That is pretty juicy sounding. Number 2, $22 in daily fantasy, has gained 228 yards after the catch. That is 6th best among qualified tight ends. $19 for our third tight end here, has at least 2 catches in all of his games this year. This sounds terrible. That's Jacob Hollister, I think. Their opponent is allowed the most touchdowns. I'm not going to pick Jacob Hollister, though. I'm not going to be a fish, okay? Not going to do it. I honestly, I'm just going to open this one because it's the big box. All right. Pretty solid here. Mark Andrews of the Baltimore Ravens. They, of course, get the Cleveland Browns. The Browns are... How do we put this in a word that's appropriate for Christmas? F***ing bad. You get a Christmas bow, Mark Andrews. So there you have it. That's my Week 16 daily fantasy lineup. Carson Wentz, Ezekiel Elliott, Raheem Mostert, Amari Cooper, Darius Slayton, and Mark Andrews. I will be honest, this was a thoroughly mediocre lineup. Very unspectacular. Definitely would not have picked this myself. This is like getting a largely disappointing Christmas gift.
Wait, I can fix that.
I have one more thing to open.
I didn't grab it.
Oh, look at this. World's okayest DFS host. I will take that. I don't need Carson Wentz, Ezekiel Elliott, all these goofballs. I don't need them to do shit because Jess just made my Christmas by telling me I am the most okayest DFS host. And for that, I hope you all have a Merry Christmas, a happy holiday season as well. And the best way to do it, of course, you know, the reason for the season, let's be real here, It's about getting gifts and giving gifts for other people. And the best way to get enough money to buy gifts for people is obviously to go play daily fantasy on Yahoo Sports, join a contest, and make some cash, and let the people in your life know that you love them. And of course, the best way to do that is with a great gift.